Murphy. Councilmember Trayon White.
Good morning. I would like to thank and welcome my colleagues back as we continue to serve the residents of the District of Columbia. I'd like to thank everyone who is gathered here today to address this critical issue that's been in my email almost every single day, nonstop. It's taking the battery out my phone battery. But I would like to thank the chairman for hosting this hearing. I think today we're gathered here today to hear the testimony on Bill 22-913, which will repeal Initiative 77, the Minimum Wage Amendment Act of 2018. As already been stated, that the minimum wage in DC is $13.50 per hour, and tip workers making hourly wage of $3.33 was set to increase by $5 by 2020. By law, again, by law, employers must ensure that tip workers make at least $13.50 by providing a tip credit to supplement workers' earnings if they have not earned tips enough to meet the minimum wage. The question is it happening? Most of the answers have been no. Initiative 77 will gradually phase out the tip workers a minimum wage so that workers will have the same minimum wage by 2026. Everyone agrees that we must do something to ensure that the working class of Washingtonians can afford to live and thrive in the city as the price of living is going up and up and up and up. And I can see by the 253 people have signed up, this is going to be a long discussion. DC's poverty rate is far above the national average, with 11% of the population falling below the federal poverty line of $24,340 for a family of four, according to the Center for American Progress. Because poverty is associated with lower education outcomes, poor nutrition and health, child neglect, increased neighborhood crime, we must shape policy to tackle poverty. When hearing from workers in my conversations in the community, I'm gonna tell you this is why I came to my decision. I went around and talked to people in the industry, I asked them, I talked to them, and I'm gonna tell you, quite frankly, most of the people I talked to that worked in the industry were not in favor of Initiative 77. And there were some people that didn't know what it was, there were some people who had a good understanding of what it was, and there were some people who was in favor of it. But I'm gonna tell you, Trayon White has not been influenced by any big business people that told him to do this and asked him to do this or offer me anything. That's not who I am, and that's not what I ever represent. I also heard from people who were on the fence. Given the fact that the majority of low-income residents live in a household where at least one adult works, it's critical that we get this thing right to ensure that workers earn wages which they can support to live and support themselves and their family. And minimum wage in DC is not going to get us there. Today, the issue has to be about wage theft, wage equity, and enforcement. It is my hope as a leader of this city, as a born and raised Washingtonian, that we get this thing right. And I'm open, and as I told some of the advocates, I know Reverend Hagel is here, that I'm open for a discussion about compromise. And we have to figure that out. I don't have the answer what that is, so I'm excited to hear today from the witnesses here today that what you all have to say, especially those who work in the industry. There's a lot of people got a lot of information and conversation, not even in the industry. And we want to hear from you too, but I want to hear specifically from those who work every day, that's struggling to make ends meet in the industry, those who are doing well in the industry. And that's why I'm here today. Thank you. I look forward to your testimony.
Thank you, Councilmember White.